Welcome to NFL Talking Points. We're going to go straight into it. Thursday night football review. As you can see from my background, Aaron Rodgers is stunned because the Packers have beaten the Arizona Cardinals. Packers and Cardinals now both 7-1 after this. The first three possessions in the first quarter were all punts. Arizona Cardinals went in front with Chase Edmonds running through the middle for the 6 points in the PAT. Aaron Jones then responded, which helped my fantasy because I need all the help I can get after Kyler Murray stunk up the joint. 7-7. A couple more punts. Well, actually, there was 3 more punts in the second quarter, but there was a Mason Crosby field goal. So again, thank you, Crosby, for helping my fantasy team as well. That was 10-7 at the half after a turnover on downs from Green Bay Packers. The third quarter started with a rare interception for Kyler Murray. And the Green Bay Packers capitalized after 6 plays, 14 yards. They made it 17-7, which led to this piece of art behind me. But the Arizona Cardinals, they're dangerous on offense. James Conner, another running back, got 2 yards for the touchdown, 17-14. But Rodgers found his man, Randall Cobb, who he was desperate to sign in the summer. Why I think of it, right, is that Aaron Rodgers was like, I will leave the Green Bay Packers if you do not sign Randall Cobb. They signed Randall Cobb. They have no other wide receivers. And here we go, 24-14, 6-yarder. Cardinals fire back. You're thinking, this is a ball game now, 24-21. James Conner again for the touchdown. Then a turnover on downs on like the 2-3 yard line for Green Bay, set up the moment for Arizona, go the whole length of the field. All you got to do is go 94 yards. They went 94 yards, but AJ Green, his controller disconnected. And it was a fantastic win for the Green Bay Packers on Thursday Night Football.
Yeah, I think that's a brilliant way of summing it up. I mean, I'm watching it thinking the Packers have played a lot better and have narrowly like won. Whereas like last night, I didn't think that they'd done anything special. I think that Arizona just made far too many mistakes. As I say, like offensively, we'll cover, as I say, the AJ Green incident. We're actually going to watch it, an exclusive for NFL Talking Points.
Watch us get copyrighted. It's fine.
Yeah, it's fine. But then, of course, the Kyler Murray interceptions. As I say, I think that the defense make a big stop on, like, as I say, turnover and downs on the 2-yard line. And then the big debate will be, should Arizona have settled for the field goal and then take it to overtime? But when they got so close to the Green Bay end zone, you think you got to go for it, haven't you? You've got to try and win the game because you don't want to give Aaron Rodgers any chance to win the game, whether it's in normal time or overtime. So I think the play calling seems right and the bravery to go for it. But what happened, which we'll go through in a moment, was just bizarre, weren't it?
It was.
Won at it.
Yeah, the Cardinals were the Arizona Cardinals were poor, I thought, all game, but yet they could have won it with 15 seconds left. As you say, you get to second and goal, you have to go for it. You know, you look at Rodgers against the 49ers on Sunday Night Football a couple of weeks back. They went in front, 30 seconds, you gave Rodgers, and he marched down the field, gets a field goal, and they win it. Yes, there's only 15 seconds left, but we've seen it all before. Rodgers connecting with Cobb. I think it was Cowboys away about 4 years ago. And then they set up like an unbelievable field goal to win it, to knock them out of the playoffs. So Rodgers is capable with any seconds you give him. Right, here we go. So AJ Green, Kyler Murray, miscommunication, and obviously an interception from Razzle Douglas, which seems fine. Second and goal. I mean, initial thoughts already.
I can't believe he's not looking at the quarterback.
Let's just.
If you look, there's not one point he looks back at the quarterback or the rest of the end zone. He's facing the crowd. It's bizarre, isn't it?
Let's slow this right down. Okay. So, high snap already. Not exactly great.
No. But, obviously, the pressure from the defensive ends, as we can see. So, you're looking at it from the point of view. So, as I say, the other receiver, so we've got Hopkins. He's covered. Zach Ertz is also covered. Christian Kirk potentially could have been found, but as you can see, there's pressure from the linebackers. So you have to say, from my view, AJ Green was the best option. And if he turns around here, he makes the catch. But it was as I say, it was the Green Bay Packers safety cornerback that made the play. He was reading the game, and AJ Green wasn't. That could have easily hit his helmet, gone out of bounds.
It's a fantastic play here from the running back as well to make extra space. I sort of feel like you can see his head is looking towards AJ Green the whole time. Even when he first snaps, you can see when he first snaps it, it's going to be in slow. We're all in slow-mo here. Again, almost got his over because he's so small. Great play here, but his head never moves. Never moves ever. I thought, Christian Kirk was the better option, I think. I mean, he gets that space here, but
there is pressure that he is. So although it's a good block by the running back, as I say, was it James Conner at that point?
Yeah.
So it's a good block by James Conner. And that's the thing is that Green Bay knew it was going to be a passing play because, as I say, with no timeouts, Arizona couldn't run the risk of running the ball because Green Bay would have deliberately pushed him away for the clock to run out.
I must say,
it was passing play. That's a great image.
It is the greatest, this.
Surrounded by Green Bay fans as well.
Look at him. But then you've got this other Cardinals
photo. You've just
this other Cardinals. Yeah.
Astonishing. I mean, so how do you see it, Jamie? Is there any blame to Kyler Murray? Was it a bad throw at all, or is this just on AJ Green?
No, it's massively on AJ Green. We'll see it again. Look, we'll see it again from a different angle.
So that's the last time. So when he starts the route, that's the last time he looks back at the quarterback.
You are right, though. It does look like. I mean, he looks. Is he? See, this is when he should have turned. This is the bit here. So
he's already watching what's going on.
This bit here, you expect him to turn out. When he's being touched, you think, right, turn now. Look, you think, okay, body's moving. He is starting to move, and you think, right, he's going to turn. And then he turns the wrong. But then he turns the wrong way anyway when he does actually move.
He had no idea the ball was even being thrown.
He didn't see the ball until this moment. He didn't see the ball till here. Everyone's confused. Even he doesn't know what's going on. He's annoyed as well, this guy here. But here we go. It's better angle as well. Again, he's so fixed on. He's like, the ball's already gone. Neither of them are even looking at the ball.
So the only time, I think this is an important point, the only time the wide receiver should be focusing on the safety or in some other case, a cornerback, is if there's a running play or if there was a screen pass and then the receiver is running in that direction, then you're blocking off that defender from making the tackle. But that AJ Green must know that he was the only receiver there. The running back was nowhere to be seen, neither was any other receiver.
As they say, it's massive miscommunication. But you see Kyler Murray here as well. But look how close obviously Rasul Douglas has now seen the ball, so he can go and make a play on it. But just look at AJ Green.
It's a brilliant catch. I think we've got to give credit for to control it with the left hand and then to catch it pretty much with your left hand is astonishing. It's a game-winning catch, isn't it?
I mean, he's still not seen the ball. He hasn't actually ever. He's still not seen it.
He's seen it. So, yeah. He's literally the last person in the stadium to see the ball. It's incredible, isn't it?
Yeah, and Aaron Rodgers loved it.
Yeah, and I think that we all got it totally wrong. We were convinced the Cardinals will win this because, like you're saying, for weeks now, the luck's been on their side. Injury-wise, they've done so well to be pretty much injury-free. Green Bay were decimated with injuries and COVID protocol, and they still found a way to win the hardest game you have to say at the moment in the National Football League. So if Green Bay can repeat this sort of stuff late on in the season, ready for the playoffs, brilliant. But the only negative from Green Bay is they get all these wins now, and then, like I mentioned in the original preview, why I didn't think they'd win in the first place, is when it comes to playoff time, they just don't seem to get over the line, and they're often on the road, aren't they, for these playoff games?
Exactly that. And now they're 7-1. Not many people have been talking about them because they haven't been. I think you said it earlier. They haven't been exceptional. They've not been outstanding. They've just got the job done in every single game, apart from the Saints game start of the season.
Yeah.
Which clearly, as you said a few times on the pod, that is I would say like their week 4 warm up game.
Yeah.
Of
It was
pre-season.
like what the Buffalo Bills had been going through, wasn't it?
Yeah, and now Rodgers and the Packers are 7-1, tied for they're now top of the NFC. But you know, it doesn't mean anything if you've got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers coming to town, does it? So
yeah, it's just simply got to look at last season. But it is encouraging the fact that they won this game. We would be impressed with them winning, even if they had a fully fit team. So the fact that they've done it with the injuries they've had, and Randall Cobb, although Aaron Rodgers loves him, he's the receiver when you need 5-6 yards, 8 at most. But if you need, as I say, a big play, 20 plus yards, you're going to Devontae Adams or now and again a Lazard or Valdez-Scantling. So you could argue on certain occasions Cobb's fourth choice receiver, and yet he made the plays he had to make. And these slot receivers are key to successful teams, and that's what Green Bay will certainly use going forward. But yeah, huge win for them, and Arizona have got to be bitterly disappointed. And the questions will be asked: have they been found out? Because although they should have won the game, they just, for me, didn't really get going all night. Like the passing game just wasn't quite there. There was literally one play at the very beginning, but then it was Hopkins was actually 1 out of bounds, and 2, it was an offensive penalty for the face mask, wasn't it?
Yeah. When I first saw that, so I didn't look at my fantasy. I watched the highlights first, and I got excited, thinking, "Oh my god, Hopkins touchdown!" And I remembered I took him out anyway, so I was sort of like half gutted and half. And I was like, "Oh, it's a face mask, okay." But yeah, it's JJ Watt's obviously out for the season as well. So now the tables are turning, and they're getting the injuries rather than them being, you know, absolutely fit and firing every single week and facing teams with tons of injuries and COVID and everything like that. So yeah, maybe you're not just better than everyone else, JJ Watt. So
yeah, it's sort of it's going to be quite ironic now. He said that what's going to happen each week. Is it just a blip for the Cardinals, or are they going to have a like mini collapse because they're obviously in a division with the Rams and they can't afford any more losses?